I'm sure some of you have noticed that I've been a little bit inconsistent on my social platforms. I haven't been as opinionated. I haven't been sharing as much cool content. I probably haven't blogged in a few weeks because I'm in a space where I feel a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit frustrated. It's a little bit hard to explain. So I'm going to do my best to update you on what's been going on in my world and how I really feel. In the last episode of my vlog series, I took you to work. You came with me to the office. You came with me to the strategy session with my team. Thank God for an awesome team. And one of the individuals that I work very closely with, her name is Siobhan John. She revealed to everybody that she was going to take a break, that she was going to focus on self-care, self-love. She was going to stop everything. She took down her site. She's, not active on social platforms. Very few people can get a hold of her. And I just remember just looking at her and just watching her and just being in awe of her. We live in a world that is just going a mile a minute, and it's easy to feel like you have to perform or be a part of this rat race and not take a second for yourself. Because for someone like me, I watch Siobhan and I'm in awe of her, but by nature, I'm a competitor, right? I was, a high performance athlete for most of my life. And I almost feel like I'm in a rat race that I just simply cannot get out of. Every day it's hustle. Every day it's grind. Every day it's wake up at 6, go to bed at 12. And I realize that anything you want in life, it requires hard work. Like I'm not trying to deviate from that, the importance of that point. But I also feel like, I guess now at this point in my life, I'm realizing how important it is to be proactive and to stay ahead of the game when it comes to self-care, self-love, setting boundaries, and taking care of your mental health. And that's pretty much how I feel right now. My mental health, I do feel is a little bit unstable. If you've been following me for a while, you know my history with mental illness. I've lived with depression and anxiety since I was a child. I wasn't diagnosed until 7 years ago, but elementary school, high school, and well into my college years, I struggled a lot with, not only depression and anxiety, but in college, I struggled a lot with suicidal urges, and I tried to take my own life twice in my senior year. And so even though now I am in a much healthier space, I do feel like being on social media often fucks with my psyche, because I'm seeing timelines, I'm seeing people who are highly competitive. I'm seeing people who are doing amazing things, and I'm so happy for them. But at the same time, it makes me reflect on myself and my own journey, and I ask myself, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Am I waking up early? Am I, going to, should I be sleep? I start to question myself so much and question some of my steps, because I think that maybe I should be further, or maybe I should be doing something different. And I always say that the conversations that you have with yourself determine whether you win or lose. And I think the recent conversations I've been having with myself have been losing conversations, because I'm questioning every step. I'm comparing myself to other people, which is deadly. It's poisonous. And I think I've come to a standstill. I've come to a point where I'm just like, okay, you know what? Stop everything. Fuck everything. I need a second to breathe. I need a second to just take care of myself. I think I spend a lot of time taking care of other people because of the nature of what I do. Right now, I'm in a space where I really just want to I wouldn't say do nothing, but slow down a little bit. Slow down on social media, slow down on my blog, slow down on everything, because I need to just change these conversations, change these narratives, get back to what's most important to me. Spending time with, close friends and family who just, know the things to say to help pick up my spirits. I wouldn't say I'm in like a depressing state, but if I don't do something right now, I could definitely get there. as much as it is hard to admit, one of the things I struggle a lot with is jealousy. And that's why I've had to take myself off social media, because I'm constantly comparing myself to other women who are doing similar things as I am. Don't get me wrong, I'm like genuinely, I'm happy. I want other women to win. I'm genuinely happy for my friends who are, mind you, they are like the smartest, the brightest. They are doing incredible things and, pushing the needle further along. But again, I'm so competitive by nature that just naturally I want to win. I want to be the very best at what I do, which is why the narrative of my brand is not only to be authentic, but also to work your ass off. First person up, last person to go to bed. Putting in that work, networking like crazy, building relationships, practicing, because practice makes perfect. So like that is just like what I'm accustomed to. And in doing so, and in being a, let's say a personality, someone who's very visible, I often compare myself to what she's doing and what she's doing and what she's doing, and could I be doing more? And I like to call this bitch envy, right? Not that I'm calling anyone a bitch, but I like to say that I think I kind of got this terminology or this ideation from Gabrielle Union when I watched her on the Oprah Winfrey show. I think it was like Where Are They Now or something like that. And she was talking about, how she compares herself to the other actresses in the industry and how she was just a mean girl, right? And it stemmed from insecurities. And at the end of the day, no matter what I want to call it or how I want to dress it up or sparkle it up, it comes from an insecurity. Am I enough? Am I doing enough? What are people saying about me? When I see other people on the come up, I almost take it as a threat. And that's something that I am constantly working on. 3 years ago, I had she's now my girlfriend, but there was another motivational speaker who came on the scene. She's mad cute, she's smart, she's witty, she's a woman of God, she's incredible. And even though she was incredible and she was a light, I looked at her and I couldn't help but be so envious. I couldn't help but just turn my nose up at her. And honestly, I didn't want anything to do with her. I didn't want to hear about her. I didn't want to talk about her, nothing. And I knew that this was wrong. I could identify these feelings as something that it just wasn't cool. So what I did was I extended an offer, and I asked her to dinner because I knew that I wanted to just nip it in the butt. I knew that I was coming from a place of insecurity. I was coming from a place where I felt threatened, only because she was mad dope, only because she was so awesome. Like, the only reason you would actually hate somebody is because they are someone you actually admire, someone you really could relate to and you probably want to be. So I wanted to get to know her because I felt like I was coming from a place where I was miseducated on who she was, the woman she was, meant to be. And so I wanted to pick her brain. I wanted to talk to her. And so that one conversation, that dinner date turned into a friendship. We text almost every day. We laugh. We've traveled together. And so I think for me, in order to cure my jealousy, is I want to start doing more of that. Start opening myself up more instead of closing off. Start reaching out to people. Start getting to know people on a deeper level and understanding their story. So besides everything else that I'm kind of going through in my head, I'm going to be just very transparent. I'm just seeing these timelines and being on social media has been very daunting for me. And so I'm trying to limit my usage online. One of the goals that I really, really wanted to accomplish this year, I wanted to make the Forbes 30 Under 30. If you guys don't know what it is, please Google it. It's an incredible list of, I think, 600 young adults from around the world doing the most innovative, pursuing the most innovative initiatives. So I applied and I got, some of my mentors to nominate me and some friends to nominate me as well. And long story short, I didn't make it. Something that I had hoped for the last few years, something that I felt like, would be another thing I could add to my resume, another title, just ended up being, I got rejected That was like something I've prayed on. That was something I wanted. And it's funny. The thing is, the things that I can control, as far as like my businesses and my team, like that is doing okay. That's doing extremely well. But the things that I can't control gives me so much anxiety. And I always hear people say, you know, what is for you is for you, right? And if it's not meant for you, if that door's closed, then leave it alone. So I'm addicted to accomplishment. I'm addicted to prestige. I'm addicted to continuing to add titles to my ever expanding resume. And I think for me, I have to learn to step away from these titles. Because at the end of the day, like, who are you without your title? Who am I without my title? That is like the biggest lesson I'm trying to learn right now. Pauleanna Reed, motivational speaker, mentor, author, business owner, this, that. But like, who am I without these titles? My mentor, Shannon Boudrum, she recently did a video where she emphasized the importance of kicking the ball. No matter what age and what stage you are at in your life, you need to be productive. You need to continue to kick the ball forward. And it's such a powerful video because, you know, it just made me realize that my life is going to go like this. Like, it's going to be a series of jumps and leaps. And no matter what goal you are pursuing, you have to be able to be open enough to pursue that goal from many different angles. If you have to jump on a plane to meet the person who's going to advance your career, if you have to send that email, if you have to raise your hand and ask for help, then you need to do so. Another reason why I've been a little bit inconsistent is because I've actually been, you know, I've had a lot on my plate. I started 2 new businesses this year, mogultalk.biz and thewritersblock.com, in addition to my existing businesses. Another big change in my life is moving. So I'm currently in a new apartment. I moved here, I think October. I moved here in October. The reason why I moved here is because I felt that, I'm sure, I mean, if you're a millennial, you know that sometimes the relationship with your parents can be very strained. And so I took the initiative. I thought we both needed space. And I will tell you that this move has been incredible for my relationship with my parents. Like, we were okay before, but now we're in a place of greatness, and I'm very thankful for that. And everyone was like, you know, everyone congratulated me, and I felt really confident and amazing with this move. But oddly enough, I'm actually going to be moving back home in June. A part of me didn't even want to reveal that publicly because I'm like, well, is this a step backwards? Is this a step sideways? It's not a step forward. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change that narrative because it actually is a step forward for me. I want to be close to my parents. I want to be close to my family. I don't think I've ever been the type of person who like craved that independence. I look at this move as a break. We took a break from each other for a while, and now I am ready and I'm mature enough to have this deeper understanding, this deeper respect, and this deeper love for my family. And now I really appreciate everything that my parents have ever done for me. And I think that there's no better place than being at home. Another thing that's happened in my world, I'm forfeiting my office. So for me, I wanted to prove to myself that yes, you can afford an office, you can afford to pay a team, you can afford, like, you are doing what you need to do in order to elevate to new levels. But you know what? Do I need the office at this point in my life? No, I don't think so. Like, I really don't think that I need an office, especially nowadays. A lot of people are working from coffee shops and working from home. And I feel like that's, money that I could be putting away. So like, I think that I'm definitely maturing. I'm growing. I'm realizing that certain things aren't as important. Do what you have to do. So I'm moving back home and I'm forfeiting my office. And I'm saying that proudly because I can see the bigger picture. I know why I'm doing it, and that's all that matters. And so for you, if you have a goal or if you have a dream or if you have a vision for yourself and other people don't understand, it's okay. Like, it's okay. They don't need to understand, right? They may criticize you. They may try and sabotage you, but you have to stay the course. The last thing that happened to me as of recently that has really like shaken me up is that I lost my best friend. She is I have known her since we were 4 years old. I've known her since we were 4 years old. And recently, like, I disrespected her, point blank, period. We've never, in the 25 years of our friendship, we've never had a fight, ever. Like, ever. Like, this is a girl who knows all my secrets. This is a girl who like, she's just like my person. And so I disrespected her. And she, for the first time, she told me that she needed space. She took the space and never came back. This was like, I want to say this is like August, September. Until this day, I haven't heard from her. So I assume she's still taking space. She's still processing things. And I miss her and I love her. The thing is, I also know that, you know, if someone chooses to walk out of your life, sometimes you have to let them. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to, like, if you can have, and this is a little bit, this is why I'm upset. Like, if you can so easily just walk out of my life and totally disregard a history of 25 years, I'm not going to chase you. Like, you've already made up your mind, right? So, I mean, I remember I was watching a sermon by T.D. Jakes, and, you know, he said, if someone can walk out of your life that easily, let them walk. And so it's been very hard because, you know, sometimes I want to reach for my phone. I want to text her. I want to say, I love you. I miss you. I'm sorry. Like, what do I need to do? But then I'm like, I know her just as well as she knows me. I know her. Like, I know she's stubborn enough. And I know she's like, when she makes up her mind, like, it's a period. It's not a comma. Like, that's it. And, you know, if we are meant to continue with this friendship, then it will continue organically. But I think, like, I really admire people who have every reason to throw in the towel, but don't. They rise again and they try again, no matter how badly it hurts. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Even though I'm going through some stuff mentally, emotionally, I'm choosing to rise again and try again. And I hope that no matter what you're going through, you will too.